Alright, Travis Wayne Goodsell. It appears I forgot to shut off my phone like I thought I did. This is dated 10th of January 2020. D. Mark Jones Clerk in the courts. This is my filing. And let's see if I can keep you from seeing the personal information. Here's the filing. Recusal of Judge Waddups and First. Travis Wayne Goodsell, Corporation of the President. It's an official filing. I'll insert today's page screenshot, or whatever you want to call it, of the Pacer site for all dockets. They have not filed it. The clerks are failing to do their job in defending the church against the inevitable loss they just suffered with this filing, this motion for recusal. Because with this recusal, it proves the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints has people protecting and defending them in the federal courts. That's what the recusal is all about, exposing it. And I did that video where I showed the evidence of the church paying off a person who was instrumental in a 2008 case, and going over the church's temple oaths and law of the gospel, law of consecration, and the tithing requirements. Church lost. This is huge. So the Mormon who won hundreds of billions, that's me. It's not the guy who filed for the tithing scam with the IRS. It's me. I won. The church is supposed to sell all their assets, and I'm supposed to get everything from the church, all handed over to me. They lost. It's over. Temples need to be closed. Churches need to be closed. Missionaries all sent home. The whole office building at Temple Square, even though it's already closed, closed permanently, never to be reopened. Church is over. It's finished. They're down for the count. I saw a real steal over the weekend. So, Zeus is down. Good show. Reminds me of Stallone's arm wrestling movie. I can't remember the title of that one. Where he gets to be with his boy for a little bit while he's on the road wrestling, arm wrestling. And then, so this one with, can't remember his name either. I want to say Hugh Grant, but it's not Hugh Grant. It's the Australian actor. So same plot line, just with killer robots this time. So yeah, the church is over, Mormons. It's been defeated. I've warned you this whole time. Be prepared, and you weren't prepared. You refused to live in denial. You lived in denial. You refused to believe the truth that the church was false. Instead, you went around promoting lies about the church. And here's the day of judgment, the day of reckoning. Church is done. It's over. The clerks can commit federal fraud all they want to refuse to put it on the docket and claim, hey, we must have misplaced it. Yeah, no, they didn't misplace it. They're Mormons purposely protecting and defending the church, according to the recusal that I made here. The church is done. It's over. It was that simple. I'm just a regular citizen who filed a civil complaint So, like I said, expect the court, either the judges or apparently the clerks, to find a way to protect and defend the church when they've lost. So, yeah. I may have to call down to the clerk's office and say, hey, I'm not seeing this on the docket. Why isn't it on the docket? Why aren't you doing your job? All you had to do was file it. So it goes on the docket. Why aren't you doing your job? Because I don't think D stands for Dorothy, so I think the lady who took it is not the actual clerk as stamped here. She was stamping it on behalf of the clerk. But she's taken down the clerk. And with Jones, that's likely a Mormon name also. So everybody's busted. So just stop trying to protect and defend a criminal organization. Just let it go through. Let the church collapse, because it's already doing it with membership numbers now. That's the latest news. In 2011, the church confessed to lying in the Gospel Topic Essays. In 2012, the news got a quote from Marlon K. Jensen, who said that the active membership number was more like around 5 million. And now we're seeing the consequences of a low active Mormon base. That's where the children who are old enough to be baptized are not getting baptized because the parents are not active and don't want anything to do with the church, but never officially signed to the church, I want out. Because we all know the church retaliates. They're bullies. Criminal organization. And so on the 10th of January 2020, on the full moon, the church collapsed. It was officially over. And if the clerks are refusing to do their job, that's on them. I've done my part. So I showed you the evidence, and like I've been telling you guys now need to make it public. You need to spread the word around. That's how it's done. That's how the Protected LDS Children worked, is that they formed a group that spread the word and got signatures, and they presented it to the church, and the church was forced to change. The ordained women were sick and tired of the church's sexist abuse from patriarchy, and so they kept protesting over and over again. And so now the church allows slacks. That used to be the sign of protest, and so the church took away the sign of protest from the women. They fired, or they excommunicated the leader of the protest. And she's like, I don't understand. I just wanted to be treated equally under Jesus Christ Church. And so, yeah, the church is just horrible. They're bullies. And Jeremy Russon, can't remember your last name. I just saw it today, too. I saw the YouTube video that was put in on your excommunication. All he did was the CES letter. These are questions I have. The CES director didn't answer them, and so Jeremy published it, made it known to everybody, and everybody went, oh, wow, that in conjunction with the lies that the church confessed to, wow. And so, yeah, John DeLynn also. And D. Michael Quinn. This goes way back into the September 6th, 1993, I believe it was. When the church historians at BYU all got fired and excommunicated because they found actual evidence that the church was lying. And then in 2011, Yeah, we're confessing we lied. The church historians, the September 6th, were right. But they don't restore them to the church, do they? You know, the church allowed women to wear pants and gave women more of a voice in leadership, but didn't restore the leader of the organization. That's how they work. They're a criminal organization. They're bad. They're evil. And like I said in other videos, God's plan of happiness is agency. Lucifer's plan of happiness, according to Mormon theology, is taking away agency, which is giving commandments. Tons of commandments. Having multiple masters giving commandments. Multiple prophets giving commandments. Stake presidents, bishops, all giving commandments. All contradicting each other, causing confusion, so that Mormons live in fear. And that's what Lucifer's church is all about. It's right there in the Book of Mormon even. It tells you what to look for the Church of Lucifer. You look for a very wealthy church that is neglecting the poor. You look for a church that starts polygamy. Brigham Young, not Joseph Smith. They lied. Remember? Gospel Topic Essays. They confessed to lying. We cannot trust them when they say it was Joseph Smith who started it now. We can't trust them. And when you learn that all of the documents that say that Joseph Smith started it are of the Brighamite faith, after Brigham Young started polygamy. It was all Brigham Young. And Willard Richards was the one altering the documentation. They murder the saints. That's another thing. The Great and Abominable Church murders the saints. What did Brigham Young do? He took off during the summertime to head to the desert, which Jesus Christ himself said of the latter days. If someone says God is in the desert, don't follow him. I found that very curious. It's like, did Brigham Young actually read his scriptures as a Methodist? Or is he just purposely disobeying the scriptures, purposely being the corrupt church, and thinking nobody will notice? What was that other one that distracted me with the Jesus thing in the desert? Oh yeah, don't murder the saints. So the poor saints, who were, sort of betrayed by Brigham Young and his Danites as Missouri filed the extermination order. So what are those poor saints going to do? They can't move. They're poor. They're stuck. And so they had to save up, selling all that they had, to then go in the wintertime. They were murdered by Brigham Young. Then Brigham Young came to the desert of Salt Lake and murdered the Indians. And then, as he was king of Deseret, he murdered the saints some more. How? There's a thing called blood atonement. All on Brigham Young. Brigham Young was a bloodthirsty man and murdered Joseph Smith. His orders. Willard Richards shot him in the back. John Taylor murdered Hiram Smith, and Joseph Smith saw it and shot at him. That's why John Taylor cowered under the bed. I mean, the church is just pure evil, guys. But you gotta know true church history to fully understand how evil they are. See, Joseph Smith was running for president. He wasn't trying to create a kingdom in contradiction to the United States. Joseph Smith was trying to make America the kingdom. Brigham Young, however, was in opposition to America, fled the country, and created his own kingdom, and has been battling the United States government ever since. So, the Edmunds-Tucker Act decimated the church. They should have kept it going. They had to remove all judges from the bench, all government officers from the executive, including Brigham Young, and from the legislature, all who were Mormon, who were thus compromised to the church and not supporting and loyal to America as American citizens. And that's what has to be done now. All Mormons in a government position must be fired. They cannot serve in office anymore. They have betrayed America. They are traitors to America. They have committed treason. And the clerks are continuing that pattern of behavior, as they're not even filing the motion. So, yippee-ki-yay. Favorite Christmas movie. Only those who know of it know what I'm talking about. So, yeah. I'm on one now. Spread the word. That's how it gets stopped. Is a public display against the church saying, hey, hell no, you can't do this. And yes, Utah, as we were witnessing lately, it's illegal to protest because the government is the government of Satan, of the Church of Satan. They don't want us to have freedom and liberty. They want us controlled. They want us submissive. They want us compliant. They want us controlled. And so anybody who protests is redefined as a terrorist. And that's what Herbert accused them of being. It's Herbert who is the terrorist. They all gotta go. And I showed you. I won. It's over. Now we just have to throw up a public stink